Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the World of Football's weekly NFL picks. It is week 18, the final week of the NFL regular season. It has been a long, strange, up and down journey for all of us. And hey, congratulations to our YouTubers for, doing better than us this year. We'll get to those standings in a minute, but I am your host, Adam Snow. Sitting with me, whoa, as always, this program is weird and it's doing fireworks. That was creepy. With me as always
like you didn't plan
is...
that.
I didn't. It does it on its own, I swear to God. With me, as always, is Randy Snow, my father, the founder of the World of Football, and Aaron, who's just here. Also part of the World of Football. You don't have a great title yet. I mean, we don't market anything. Otherwise, you'd be the World of Football marketing guy. But we are here to make our weekly picks, and you guys have been along for the ride. So let's look at how everybody did last week. We had everybody in double digits, except for myself there at the bottom there. But, going 12-4 this week, you had Hawkeye 07. You had Liz. You had Leonard. You had, I believe, I'm like scrolling around. I think that's it. That's everybody who had the 12. We had a handful of people at 11. But like I said, I'm at the bottom with an 8-8. I'm the only one who, couldn't even get double digit picks right last week. So yeah, it sucks to be me, but then that also knocks me down a couple or one spot below you guys for at least the three of us, going head to head. So let's look at the overall standings then, where we kind of got it bracketed off into two separate areas. We have those of us who have been here for all the games. That's 256 games so far up to this point. Mike is leading the way with 170 correct. He has the most correct guesses, 86 wrong. He is closely followed by Hawkeye 07 at 169 right, 87 wrong. Liz right now in third with 160 and 96. B. Lewis right behind her. So it is a tight race there up at the top. Who knows what could happen? But right now it looks like it's either Hawkeye or Mike who could take it all. And obviously we see one pick separating the three of us. And then in the rest of the field, the various people who've joined this year, Kyle, with only 105 games, has the best winning percentage out of everybody. Leonard, right behind him, he's got 248 games in. Royce has got 120 games in. And then Cringe has got 173 games in. So all over the place, but we appreciate everybody coming in and picking along with us this season. And I do want to shout out Hawkeye 07, my buddy Kyle, who has won our Fantasy Football League trophy this year. So he's going to get his name on the plaque on here again. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know Dad doesn't like fantasy football, but I just wanted to give him a shout out. But before we get into our picks, Dad, why don't you go ahead and read our disclaimer?
All right, thank you. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, that is correct. And with that, let's get on to the entertainment, people, as we jump into this Week 18 slate of games. They're all division matchups. A lot of stuff is still on the line this weekend. There are quarterbacks that'll be sitting this week, other players that'll be sitting this week. It's going to be hard to pick. Who knows? And it all comes down to this. So, Dad, we're going to start with you in the first game. There are two games on Saturday. The first game being the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Who do you got in this game?
Well, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game. I just think the Ravens don't have a whole lot to play for. The Steelers do. But that all depends on what Brad Allen wants for the outcome of this game, since he's going to be the referee there. So who knows? But I'm going with the Steelers in this game.
I agree. I'm going to take the Steelers as well. I don't think Lamar Jackson's playing, but Steelers got something to play for. Mike Tomlin still the shout of the playoffs.
Dang you, Dad, for bringing up Brad Allen, because my pick here is going to be Brad Allen's going to come in, and he's going to ruin it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me the Ravens to win this game, even with a backup quarterback. But yeah, Brad Allen's going to find a way to screw this up, and we're going to be talking about him again next week. That is my official prediction going into next week. All right. The Houston Texans travel to Indianapolis to play the Colts. This should be a very interesting matchup. Both these teams vying for playoff spots still. I don't think they've locked anything up yet. They're both fighting for that AFC South, which is wide open still between 3 teams. So, Aaron, who do you got in this one?
I think the Colts come out on top. That Minshew magic continues. I think they win that game and will ultimately win the division.
Yep, I agree. Give me Minshew and those Colts to get a home win. I like the Texans, but with Stroud, being out a few weeks, even if he played this week, I'm not sure if he's cleared protocol or not. I don't know. The Colts just seem like they got a decent team around them, and it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback.
I wrote down Houston. I know they're the traveling team this week, but I'm going to stick with Houston. It's pretty even game in my mind. But for the once, I'm going with the road team. So give me the Houston Texans.
Wow. Okay.
New year, new you.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. Our first game of the 1:00 slate of games on Sunday. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will travel to Carolina to play the Panthers. I'm going to also bet this week that Panthers owner David Tepper does not throw a drink on anybody this week or get fined for that. This should be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be out there to win. The division on the line. I think the Buccaneers come in and the Panthers ain't playing for much. Give me the Buccaneers to get the win.
I agree. I'm going with Tampa Bay in that game.
Make it our first sweep of the final week of the season. I think the Bucs are going to take it too. I feel like every time I pick them, I say they have a chance to win their division. They're going to come out and fight. And I think every time I say that, they end up getting destroyed. But we'll see if it changes this week. Buccaneers.
All right. The Cleveland Browns will travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals not playing for anything. The Browns, we just heard Joe Flacco's not going to make the start for them. And, Dad, you get to start off with this one.
Yeah, with everything you just said, I'm still going to take the Cleveland Browns in that game.
Dang, four road teams in a row. Who are you? I'm still going to take the Bengals at home.
Yeah, I'm torn. I do like that Cleveland defense, but, I mean, if Cincinnati's not really playing for anything, and the Browns are sitting their quarterback, I feel like they might rest some other guys, so I'm going to take the Bengals at home for that one. All right, the Minnesota Vikings travel to Detroit to play the Lions. The Lions will again be wearing those sexy blue helmets they got back here.
Oh,
Aaron,
really?
you get this one first.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're wearing the blue helmets this week.
Nice.
And then ugly gray onesies. I hate the uniform, but I love the helmet.
Yeah.
I think the Lions take this one, whether Goff plays a little or a lot. I still think we'll see Bridgewater at some point, but I think that sour taste in their mouth kind of doesn't bode well for Minnesota, and they need to build some momentum going into the playoffs. You can't go 2 straight losses into the postseason. I think the Lions pull out.
Yeah. I agree with you. The NFC North champs, as I finally got some merch to rep, they will take it. Yeah, I do. I also think Bridgewater's going to play at some point. How poetic he'll be playing his former team, the team that drafted him. Bridgewater's talking about retiring after this season. So I think this will be a fitting way for him to go out. You'll go out against the team that drafted you. And the Lions haven't, and we talked about this before, Lions haven't dropped back-to-back games at all in the last 2 years pretty much, or at least since the middle of last season. So 20-something games, I'll still take Detroit.
Yeah, I would not want to be the Minnesota Vikings this week. They're going up against a Detroit team that is upset, and they have a couple of points to prove. And, give me Detroit to win this game going away.
And very interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I think I have picked Detroit every single week, all 17 weeks that they, played games. You guys didn't pick them the first week. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the way, we picked the Lions all the way through.
Pretty much.
This is the first season in God knows how long that I have been that confident in this team to pick them every week. Even though they didn't show up in a couple of those games, still the most confidence I've ever had in the Lions team. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right. The New York Jets will travel to New England to play the Patriots. These are two teams who ain't got much to play for other than, it's up against a division opponent. So give me Bill Belichick to get a win. He hates the Jets. I think Belichick will clobber him.
I agree. I'm taking New England in that one. I think they're going to put the final nail in the coffin on the Jets for this year.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots as well. I mean, they've played a lot better football the last 4 or 5 weeks. We'll see if they can hold off the Jets. With I think Simeon's going to start again for them, so we'll see.
All right. And this game right here could also decide the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. Who we got taking this one? Dad, you get to pick this one first.
This was kind of a toss-up, but I'm going with New England in this game. Oh, I'm sorry.
Back-to-back New England picks.
New Orleans, not New England. New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay, bold. I was gonna say that was a bold strategy there.
And I'm going to pick New Orleans too. I don't see the Falcons coming in there and beating the Saints at home when the Saints have a chance to also win that division. So, Saints.
Yeah, New Orleans. I mean, at home, division on the line, playoff spot on the line. I think they're going to be ready to play. All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars travel down to Tennessee to play the Titans. Aaron, who you got?
I think they're traveling up to Tennessee, and I'm going to take the Titans.
Ooh, dang it. I was going to take the Titans, too, to upset the Jags. I think the Jags have been kind of playing off their game a little bit, and they just, I don't know. I think the Titans will want to knock the Jags down a peg. So
you're taking the Titans?
Yep. Do I need to spell it for you?
Yeah, it's a sweep because I have Titans written down also. So, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why. I looked at that matchup and I just said, Titans.
Shoot, that almost makes me want to go back and change my pick to the Jags. Which, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go to the Jags now. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, if you guys are going to do Titans, I'll go Jags. You know what?
Right.
I'm behind you guys a game. I'll take the risk.
All right. So no sweep there. Okay.
No. All right. The Seattle Seahawks travel to Arizona to play the Cardinals. This should be an interesting one. The Seahawks on that playoff bubble. Cardinals riding high off of beating the Eagles last week. Give me the Cardinals at home to finish out the season on a high note and hopefully knock the Seahawks out of the playoffs or just knock them down in the seeding.
I agree. I'm going with Arizona based on their game last week. I think they're on a little bit of a roll and they want to end the season strong. So, yeah, give me Arizona at home.
Dang.
I was going into this segment going to pick Arizona, but to just be the odd man out, I'm picking the Seahawks in that one. Seahawks still fight for a playoff spot potentially. I think they can come in there and knock off the Cardinals. They kind of got a little lucky beating the Eagles. The Eagles aren't as great as we thought they were, so I think Seattle is pretty pissed about losing to the Steelers at home. They need to bounce back win for a chance to save their season.
Yeah, very, very valid arguments. All right, our next game, which, Dad, you get to start with. The Chicago Bears travel to Green Bay to play the Packers, who are fighting for their playoff lives. Who do you have?
I'm taking the home team Green Bay Packers to win that game.
Not a bad pick. I thought about that too, but I'm going to pick the Bears. I think the Bears are playing with a lot of confidence right now. I think the Packers are arrogant a-holes. And I hope the Bears go in there and show them what's up.
You know what? I'm 100% with Aaron there. The Packers are a-holes, and I think the Bears are hot. They're playing great. I think it's false hope, though, for the Bears. They're going to get this win. The Packers will be knocked out of the playoffs in the final game of the season 2 years in a row. And Bears fans will be so happy. They're going to keep Justin Fields. They're going to keep Eberflus. And they're going to see next season that they made the wrong decision keeping him because they just got lucky and hot at the end of the year. And I don't think it's going to translate next year. I think he's a terrible coach. And I think Fields, while good, isn't the answer. So, all right. Kansas City will travel to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Aaron, who do you got in this one?
When I was looking at these AFC West matchups, I clearly had no clue who to pick when I was looking at them. I'm just going to go with the Chiefs because of the Chiefs. I don't know who the heck the Chargers are. And I don't know, week 18, craziness might happen, but I'll stick with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Chiefs. I mean, final game of the year. I mean, seeding is still kind of at play with the Chiefs. So I think Andy Reid, they're going to get out to a lead and probably sit Mahomes at some point. But I think Mahomes will go out there and they're going to win. So
I agree. I'm taking the Chiefs in that game, so that is another sweep.
All right, staying in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos will travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders in a game that means absolutely nothing to nobody, no thing. I don't know if anybody's even going to end up watching this game, but give me the Raiders at home to just close out the season.
I agree. I'm taking the Raiders in that game as well.
Yep, make it a sweep. I don't know what to say to that game.
I mean, obviously Russell Wilson being benched doesn't help. I think he gave Denver the best shot to win, but clearly it doesn't matter now because they've been eliminated. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles will head to New York to play the Giants. Dad, who do you got in that one?
I'm going with Philadelphia in that one.
Oh, I thought you were going to expand on that one. No, Eagles.
All right, I'm taking the Giants at home. Final game of the year, craziness. The Eagles not being as good as we think they should have been. The Giants played them pretty tough that last game. They ended up playing against each other, and I think they get it. And I think it ends up helping Detroit in the long run. That's also what I'm picking with my heart there. And then the Los Angeles Rams will travel to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Aaron, you get to start this one.
I wanted to pick the Rams at first, but with Carson Wentz playing, and even with Sam Darnold replacing Brock Purdy, I still am going to pick the Niners.
Yeah, 49ers. Once I saw Stafford wasn't playing, no offense to Carson Wentz, I have nothing against him, but his first start in over a year when he was with the Colts last year.
Yep. No Cooper Kupp.
No Cooper Kupp.
No Aaron Donald.
If Stafford was starting this game, I'd take the Rams hands down to upset the 49ers. But since he's not, give me the Niners.
Well, I wrote down Rams before I knew about all the people not playing in this game. And just to be different, I'm going to stick with the Rams in this game.
Wow, okay. Bold strategy. We'll see if that pays off for you. And another road team for Randy. Uncharacteristic.
All these differences we are still picking, and we'll all finish with the same record.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. All right, then we move on to the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Washington to play the Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders to upset the Cowboys. It's a road game. Dallas hasn't been good on the road lately, and it helps Detroit out as well. Because with a Detroit win and with an Eagles and Cowboys loss, the Lions would get the number 2 seed. And, I mean, that's all I think there. I think the Washington team, their coaching staff is coaching for their jobs. They got to show some promise going into next year under new ownership, so I bet you they're trying to show something. And they hate the Cowboys just as much as America hates the Cowboys, especially right now. It goes, everybody hates the referees, and then the Cowboys are just a notch below the referees right now. So everybody is rooting against the Cowboys, except for Cowboys fans.
I'm going to take the Cowboys just because Washington is not very good, and I think maybe Dallas wants to prove that they won that game last week fair and square, and they didn't. But I'm going to be rooting for Washington, but I'm picking Dallas.
I agree with you 100%, Dad. I think the Cowboys go in there and get that win. It is a road game, yes, but the Commanders have given up like 45 points in 2 of their last 5 games. I think they're giving up like 30 some odd points a game over the last 5 or 6. So that defense sucks. The Cowboys have a pretty good offense. They did get beat up by the Lions. They couldn't run. The whole narrative that they got lucky and bailed out by the refs. I think they want to prove that this is their division and they need to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. But I hope they lose.
Yeah, and I just also want to say their coaching is flawed, as we saw last week. Mike McCarthy had a chance to take the Lions out of the game, and his dumb coaching decision, put the Lions in a position to at least march down the field. All the refereeing stuff aside, Cowboys coaching is a problem. So I also think going into this game, that's something to watch out for. All right, and finally, Dad, you get to start with the final game here. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins. Who do you got?
Boy, this was a tough game. I I went back and forth on this game. I finally had to ask myself, what team is going to win this game? And we came up with the Buffalo Bills.
I was gonna go Buffalo, but just for that bit, I'm picking the Dolphins.
Yeah. This is a tough one. This is a coin flip for me. Both these teams are up and down all season long. We don't know which one's going to show up. Buffalo could easily become the number 2 seed, and they could easily not be in the playoffs at all. That's how this AFC playoff race is looking. Like, if a bunch of stuff happens, the Bills could see themselves not even in the playoffs if they lose this game. The Dolphins will be without a few guys. I know that there's a story that just came out today about Tyreek Hill's house was on fire today.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know if he's going to even... I get it. Like, luckily, everybody sounds like they're safe. But I would understand him not playing this week and resting up for a playoff game. I don't know. I see the Bills coming in and winning, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I wanted to pick Buffalo, but I could not agree with that bit. So Dolphins at home.
All right, and that is everything. And Dad, how many sweeps did we have this week?
Not very many. We only had 6 sweeps this week that we all agreed on. I think we're all trying to do something different to get us to win because we're within one game of each other. So
That's not fun if we all pick the same team. So
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, 6 sweeps.
All right, 6 sweeps. Alrighty. And this should be an interesting, and who knows what more players could be not playing this weekend. I mean, we're recording this on a Wednesday. Game starts Saturday, so we'll see what happens between now and then. Is there anything else, guys, before we wrap this puppy up?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then, Dad, why don't you read the words that send us out of this episode?
If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram, where the address is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted on Tuesdays and is available on all major podcast platforms, as well as Amazon Music, so you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can also find the full audio version of our podcast on YouTube. So please spread the word, give us a like, leave us a comment, and let us know what you think, and please come be a part of the football conversation.
Yeah, and that's 18 weeks of picks, guys. It's been fun. We got some playoffs coming up, and should be interesting
we'll be
going down
through the playoffs.
Yeah, all the way up to the Super Bowl. So should be a lot of fun. We're gonna kind of we're gonna end the standings after this week,
right?
And the
playoffs
playoffs
all over.
Everybody will start fresh for the playoffs. So it'll be very interesting.
It's a clean slate.
Clean slate. So if nobody's got anything else to say, that's it for this week, guys. We hope you enjoyed. Put your picks down in the comment section below, and until next week, have fun watching football.